What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, y'all. I just watched that clone Tyrone. Let me wait for somebody to get in here. I'm probably about to go on the porch in a second. Have y'all watched that clone Tyrone? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all, I just watched it. I got some broken nails. I just watched it and I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I should be upset. I don't know if I should be excited. I don't know if I should be like, oh my gosh, is this a slap in the face? It was just so like in your face. I recommend everybody go and watch it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Especially if you into this conscious world, or if you into spirituality. Salute. What's going on with you? Have you watched that clone Tyrone? Man, I just watched it and my mind was blown. Like, first of all, it's 100 times better than I thought it would be. I don't know what I thought it would be like. I thought it would be kind of corny. Let me know if you can hear me okay too, cause I got my phone sitting on my laptop. But I thought it would be kind of corny. But y'all, it turned out to be a really good movie. Really, really good movie. It Not yet. Okay, yeah, it's good. Like, it's one of, well, I'm gonna give out a whole bunch of spoiler alerts. So if you haven't seen it, then you probably don't want to. I don't know if you want to listen, but oh my gosh, it really messed me up. And it got me thinking, like, why would they even put something out like this? I know they do it all the time. But like, is this like art imitating life, or is this life imitating art? Like, are they just doing this just because they know we paying attention, or this is what we think? Like, was this like really like them making fun of the conscious community or people in society who believe in this type of stuff, or was this them like showing us what it is? Like, was this the what is it? I forgot. Like, they have to reveal it to us. They have to show it to us. Like, was this them showing us in this movie like how it really happened? How it really go down. Like, they just really brought it all together, and I'm kind of bothered. Y'all. It kind of disturbed my soul a little bit. Like, first, okay, I'll tell you my first thoughts when I first watched it. And I had went and shout out to Dreamwise, because I had went and watched him. I had watched, like, I forgot how long his breakdown of the movie was, but I watched his breakdown before I even watched the movie. I probably watched about 10 minutes of his breakdown. I'm not sure how long it was. I forgot. But I didn't finish it. But, he was saying like how they represent the chakras and the different colors and the different energies. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go check it out. It sounds interesting. Boy, did I know what I was in for. Or I didn't know what I was in for. So, like, when I was first watching the movie, it was kind of giving me, like, black exploitation type of vibes. Jamie Foxx, or Slick Charles was his name. And y'all don't even know. I want to go back and do the gematria on all of this. This was so blatantly, like, in your face. Like, it's not even you can't even question it anymore. Especially with people coming out and saying that they think people is clones, like Kanye. I think I seen something, like, maybe it was Jadakiss or somebody saying like, oh, Kanye, he met a few different versions of Kanye, but the last one wasn't so great. You got Roseanne and Monique going on lives together talking about is these people clones or artificial intelligence. You got Hollywood on strike talking about artificial intelligence and what seemed to be maybe even clones, like stealing their likeness and all this stuff. Y'all, like, this was really like in your face. Y'all gotta go watch it. It definitely put a magnifying glass on black stereotypes. And you know what else that made me think about? Did y'all see that video with the robot? And they was having a slapping contest, and the guy slapped the robot, and then the robot slapped the guy back, and then he had like a real hood persona and shit. And they was like, I'm reading all the comments, people like, oh, he looked like he from the hood, he looked like he from my hood, he looked like he from here, he from there. Whole time, like, who energy is he copying? Who likeness has he copied? Like, this is not the personality of the robot. So in my notes, I put like they was taking they was taking black people likeness, y'all. They stealing our likeness off of TikTok, YouTube, everywhere that we sharing information about ourselves. They taking notes, they keeping track, they keeping up what we like, what we don't like, what's in, what's not in, what's hip, what's not hip, our language, everything, and they can put it inside a robot. They can put it inside a clone. They can put it inside anything. What's up, Focus the Go? What's up? Did you see they clone Tyrone? I just watched it and it really messed me up. Um, they back to like the movie or whatever. They shine the light on all the degenerate behavior in the hood, and the way they came out and said like we love it, we promote it, we encourage it. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all working for us without knowing that y'all working for us. Y'all helping to keep the cycle going. Y'all help to keep up the charade. Like in one of the parts of the movie, the nigga told him like, for real, like you a patriot. We need you to do what you do. If you stop doing what you doing, then we can't do what we need to do. He said if you stop, he told him like if you stop selling drugs and you stop pimping and she stop hoeing, basically, then he said there'd be 3 Starbucks up here by tomorrow. The property value will go up. He told them if they stop with their degenerative behavior, the property value will go up tomorrow. We can't have that. We can't have that. We got to keep y'all right where y'all at. We got to keep y'all in the mindset like, y'all, this thing just triggered me so bad. Y'all don't even know. It showed like it shined a light on how we involve our kids with the degeneracy, how we program our kids from young ages. Like it showed like how everything about us, from the liquor stores, and it had a nigga walking out with the Rellos and his beard and a scratch off. Like, oh my gosh, y'all, it just had everything down packed. And it had a homeless man that would sit outside the liquor store. And at first, to someone unaware, it just seemed like he was blurting out random things. He would say all these random things, but until their eyes were open, they weren't able to make the connections. Like, wait, he's not just saying random things. Like, he know what the fuck he talking about. That's why they say like all crazy people or homeless people or whatever, like those people do not be crazy. Would you say, Focus to Go? They do all that, but don't want us to have our own at the same time. No, they don't want us to have our own. That's not even in their plan for us to have our own. He has said something like basically, he said America. He said basically when the slaves left, y'all left a bill, like a motherfuckers left a bill, a unpaid bill, a unpaid, with a balance. Like, who are we gonna have do all this work? Who are we gonna have? Like, no. We need y'all to come back and work for us. And now the homeless man, okay, the guy name was Fontaine, which was kind of, I didn't think nothing about it at first, but they kept mentioning water. Okay, go. They kept mentioning water and stuff. Like the homeless man yelled out, he said, it's in the water. Like he was coming out with his beer and stuff, Fontaine, and the homeless man yelled, it's in the water, young blood, or something like that. And he just thought he was talking something crazy, but he knew exactly what he was talking about. Then, like one of the times when he came out the store, he told him like, oh, I'm gonna tell y'all that in a second. So anyways, the homeless man said it's in the water. So what happened? It's a drug dealer named Fontaine. Fontaine, like he just in his everyday struggle type of thing, he's just caught up in the loop. He caught up in the trap or whatever you want to call it. He caught up in the maze of hood nigga life or perpetuism, whatever, if that's even a word. Like he caught up in the whole cycle of things that we get caught up in growing up in the hood, right? And at first he's just oblivious to it. He's just in it. He's not aware of it. And he's selling drugs and people own money, and basically he ended up hitting a nigga with a car who owed him money, right? And the niggas was looking for him. He basically told them like, don't steal on my block no more, you ain't welcome up here. So the niggas was looking for him and shit. So the niggas end up, they sat on him, they end up following them stuff. But he went and he looking for Jamie Foxx. He's still looking for the rest of his money. So he ran down on Jamie. Jamie talking shit, I ain't got it. He finds it, he leaving. The niggas who been following them, sitting on them, they then pulled up behind them, blocked them in at the hotel and killed them. Shot them like 6 times. Everybody saw it. So the next day, Fontaine wakes up in his bed again. Did you go to the bathroom? No, you didn't. Y'all go turn on the lights upstairs so he could see. All right, go ahead. It's scary. So yeah. Okay, good job. Did you wash your hands? Go wash your hands. So the guy Fontaine, they shoot him, they kill him, or whatever. So the next day he wake up in his bed, right? And at first I'm thinking like, dang, like is he in the loop? Like, and he has a dream about it. Matter of fact, y'all go to y'all room. So he has a dream about it or whatever. He thinks it's just a dream where, he got shot or whatever. So, he having flashback. He wake up, he kind of like jumps and he back in his bed. So he like, wait, am I tripping? So he go on about his life like regular. He back looking for his money and stuff. He back running people down or looking for people. And he pulls back up on Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx like, is you Lazarus? He like, what type of, who playing tricks on me? Because what in the world is going on? Like, I seen you get shot yesterday. I came out and you was shot. You was gone. How are you here? How are you here right now? Like, it's not making sense to me. So Fontaine ain't trying to hear none of that. He like, where's my money at? Like, he's still stuck in the trance. He caught back up in the loop. Jamie Foxx like, do you hear me? They killed you yesterday. You are not supposed to be living or breathing what you doing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't real. This ain't right. Like, he's kind of going out of his mind. He like, you don't believe me? Let's go find Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo, his hoe or whatever. So they go and they look for Yo-Yo. And Yo-Yo tell them like, yeah, I heard all them gunshots and I came back and I seen who did it and all of that. So Fontaine still not believing them. So he like, well, take me to where, take me to where the car was. You said you know the people who had the car, take me where they live at. So they go by the people's house who had the car. It's a trap house, right? It's parked at a trap house. They go inside the trap house, they looking around, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, it's just a regular trap house. And then stuff start getting weird. Then it start looking like a goddamn break room. Like, they come in one room. It got lockers. It got TV station. They said, what kind of trap house is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was they living in here? So the bitch picked up the coffee. She like, it's still warm. Like, they had to just left. So they still snooping around and stuff because it's just getting real weird. They like, what kind of trapping is these niggas doing? They find the elevator. They go into the elevator, and this is what I noticed about the colors. They go into the elevator or whatever, and then they take it down and they find the lab. However, when they get into the elevator, it's a really bright light. And I know Dreamwise was saying like the colors, like they each represent a different chakra. So I'm looking at their colors or whatever. I see Fontaine has on like green. Jamie Foxx has on like red. However, Yo-Yo, she has on a couple of different colors. She has on yellow, orange, and she has on blue lipstick. I got something going on up top. I'm not sure what you mean. But she has on like blue lipstick or whatever. So like if they representing chakras, like Jamie Foxx, he was always like in survival mode. He hungry. He's like in a fight or flight energy. You know what I'm saying? More so a fight energy or flight energy. Salute, y'all. 1 second. Let me see something. More so. I'm back. So then Fontaine, like he seems to be in a different kind of energy. Like I kind of want to say he was in the fight energy. He was, but he wasn't. He was the green, so he was more so following his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like he was ignoring the logic of, hey, anything could be down here. Anybody could be down here. He didn't care about none of that. All he cared about was, how he felt, and he was following his feelings. Now, Yo-Yo, she had on the yellow, the orange, and she was a prostitute. The orange chakra kind of represents like relations and the sacral energy and getting into like sexual energy. So that's why she was a prostitute. But she also had on the yellow, what kind of represents like the solar plexus. So she was like the willpower. Like when everybody else was sitting around and didn't know what to do, Yo-Yo knew what to do. Like she took action. She was like their goal, their, she kept on motivated. She kept on going. Like, it was a few times in the movie where Jamie Foxx or Slick Charles and Fontaine wanted to give up, and Yo-Yo, like, she was the reason multiple times that that she kept them on their journey. She kept them on track. She kept them on their mission, even when they was like scared and didn't know what to do. She was like it was at one point in the movie, they was scared to get on the elevator, and everybody kind of hesitated. They looking back and forth at each other, and Yo-Yo was like, shit. She went and got on the elevator. She the girl. You know what I'm saying? You got Jamie Foxx, you got the other guy, and they were both like, I don't, and they supposed to be the tough guys. At least Fontaine is. Yo-Yo, like, I don't got time for this. Let's go. I got some pain in my hair. I was painting. But so Yo-Yo went and hopped on the elevator. But yes, y'all, it was crazy. So um yeah, so they in the trap house. They go down to the laboratory. In the laboratory, they see a guy in. He looked kind of funny. He's kind of like a mixed complexion, like a white guy, black guy. They kept calling him a white man with an afro because that's exactly what he looked like. He said, where the fuck they find a white man with an afro? And it was this guy, right? So he's down there, he plans Michael Jackson. He down there, it's all kind of potions. He concocting, mixing stuff up. You look around, it's all kind of just stuff everywhere. It's a science lab. They looking confused, like, what is going on? Because mind you, this is all in the trap house. They just took an elevator down inside the what was supposed to be their ops trap house. The guy finally turn around. They pull out their guns. He like, wait a minute. He like, I just work here. He like, please don't shoot me. I don't got nothing to do with it. Like, I'm just trying to collect a paycheck like everybody else. He like, I'm just trying to collect a paycheck like everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing nothing I'm not supposed to do. Like, and then he said something like, he like, like, I'm not the only one, right? We everywhere. Like, basically, this not gonna stop with me. Even if you kill me, it's not gonna stop with me. It's gonna, these experiments are everywhere. It's gonna continue to happen. I won't be the only one. And I'm trying to get on track with my notes that I got on this laptop. They a little out of order though. So, okay, at the same time, while he telling, while he are pleading for his life and stuff, Yo-Yo is going through the lab and she find this little, or her and Slick Rick, Jamie Foxx, they find this little white powdery substance on the scale. So they looking at it. He like, shit, it ain't cocaine, but I still ski. He say something real slick like that. And he tastes some of it, right? And he's about to bag him some up, but then he get to having reactions. He get to cutting up and he get real giggly. He get real like he can't focus. He can't he becomes like how they termed it, they began to become really happy and extremely agreeable. He became real docile. He couldn't follow directions. He couldn't stay on track. He couldn't keep with. He was just everywhere. He became scatterbrained. Everything was funny. Everything was a joke. He became like essentially a clown. And so Fontaine had told him to come watch the guy in the lab. In the lab coat, so Fontaine could do some more digging around. So Jamie Foxx got his gun on him, but he all jittery, shaky, can't pay attention. Something happens and his gun goes off. You know what I'm saying? So she then took some too. Fontaine the only one who didn't take none of the powdery substance. So they leave and they go to Yo-Yo granny house. They hiding out or wherever. They know they just broke into this lab. They think people gonna look for them. They're like, look, we'll just go back and look in the morning. If I'm saying like, fuck that. He wake up early in the morning. He go look by himself. He go back to the trap house, y'all. They break him and his, he done rounded up a few people. They go back to the trap house. He kicked the door in and everything's gone. There's nothing there. It's a regular house. No elevator, no spooky stuff, no break room, nothing. Everything's gone like it was an illusion. So now he's questioning if he really seen this or not. He's questioning, like, is he crazy? He's questioning, like, wait a minute, y'all. Like, Am I tripping? Like, he had to go back and talk to them. Like, y'all saw that, right? Am I tripping? They like, no, it was there, but it's gone. So they start looking for other ways to find it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, to run back up into these things. Let me drink some water. They go and they go to the hot box chicken place. They said they're gonna sit down and eat and figure it out together, right? While they eating the chicken, they just get to joking around. Fontaine even joking around. Jamie Foxx says, "No, you know what, nigga? I've never seen you laugh before." Like, cause Fontaine was this real serious, stern, like drug dealer, hardcore murderer type of dude. He like, I've never seen you laugh before. And Jamie Foxx keeps saying that. And he's looking around in the restaurant and everybody's laughing. Everybody in the restaurant is just laughing hysterically to the point where it's just like, wait a minute. Pretty and Co, what's up? Demon Time DJ, how you doing? Did you watch that Clone Tyrone? So yeah, everybody in the restaurant is laughing hysterically. So he look around, he throw the chicken out, he spitting it out. He like, it's in the chicken. He like, remember, we was at the lab, I tested the powdery shit, I thought it was cocaine, it wasn't cocaine. And then I got the laughing, I couldn't stop laughing. Now we eating this chicken and everybody laughing. You don't even laugh and you laughing. It's in the chicken. So they like, wait a minute, it's in the chicken. They leave the chicken place. Where did they go to next? To the hair salon, maybe? They end up following the van, a funny looking van. The van pulls up to the hair salon. Oh, you got to see it. It's good. It's good. Like, it's like, poof. The van pull up to the hair salon. Straighter is greater. It's on the perm boxes. They putting two and two together. The people who bringing the perms into the hair salon got government passes. The shit is in the perms. They go into the place and they looking around. They looking around. Listen, as they putting the girl in her chair in the hair salon, she talking like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got bills. I got this going on, that going on. As they put the relaxer in her hair, she just becomes more docile. Is that how you say it? Docile, whatever. She become real more relaxed and agreeable. Like they said, she's just like, you know what? Fuck all that. Like, you know, nothing even matters type of attitude. So they paying attention. They like, okay, it's in the chicken, it's in the perms. They end up going to the church next. They find out in the church that the shit is in the grape drink and the communion stuff. They passing it out in the church. So they the only people who not partaking. So now they just looking, they looking around. They like, I know I ain't been to church in a minute, but something ain't right in here. Y'all, the church it's real secular in the church. It's getting real secular in there. I could have swear I had to rewind it a few times because I'm like, is they playing back that ass up on the organ, on the piano? What y'all? They was playing a church version to back that ass up, and it's like the people they was just getting real sexy dancing and shit. Like one woman, I could have swear she was this close to twerking, but yeah, they like, yeah, I know I ain't been to church in a while, but it was never like this. It was never like that. Hey, new subby, Motated Gigi, we love you over here. Thank you for the subscription. Did you see that Clone Tyrone? If you haven't, you gotta go see it. But yeah, so like everybody in the church just start getting real loose and real just, you know, like into their root energies, into like that real primitive energy where you just want to have sex, you just want to eat, you just want to be comfortable type of thing. Like you're not gonna buck the system, you're not gonna fight, you're not gonna stand up for nothing. And all while they're doing it, the pastor is on the microphone and he's instilling it into him. He's saying like, oh yeah, he said, don't worry if your son just got gunned down in the drive-thru. God will fix it. Trust his vision. Don't worry if you can't pay your bills. Trust in the Lord's vision. Like he's just further instilling it into them to be docile, to be agreeable, to go with the flow, to you can't make it happen on your own. Just trust the process type of thing. And I'm like, wow, like y'all, it was just real mind-blowing. They leave the church, they come back to the church. They trying to figure out if it's a secret entrance in the church. How was they able to find the secret entrance? Listen, how was they able to find the church? This is how they was able to find the church. He went back to the liquor store to ask the old man, like, he started putting two and two together. Like, wait, this old drunk man outside this liquor store, he kind of know what he talking about. They was sitting outside the liquor store when they seen the nigga get snatched up. He didn't know the nigga who got snatched up was him at that time, though. They just see a man get snatched up and threw into a black truck, and the drunk man, go off to see the wizard again. He say something like that. So he's remembering all this. He go back to the old drunk man, and he says, man, I know you know more than what you be saying. Like, what's going on? Where can I find them? Where they at? He said, where else do you go to get out of Babylon? And they put two and two together. They like Mount Zion, the highest. Mount Zion was I think, and don't get me wrong, I gotta freshen up on my Bible, but wasn't Mount Zion like the biggest mountain, the highest peak or something? Like, so in order to get out of Babylon, you're gonna go to the highest mountain peak or Mount Zion. Like, that's where they used to go pray or listen. But anyway, they go. They go to the church and they looking for an entrance. They find the entrance. They look at the picture of Jesus. You know how the pictures of Jesus always pointing? Oh, I hate that both my trigger fingernails is missing. So the picture of Jesus is pointing right at the key card entrance where they get into the secret laboratory. He said, "Oh yeah, Jesus will lead the way, huh?" But it just goes to show you like how, yeah, we say, listen. Hey girl, did you watch that Clone Tyrone? Look, we say things like, or have y'all heard things like, it was so deep. Oh my gosh, it was so deep. When they tell us like Satan or the devil or the enemy, the opposition, whatever you want to call him, he know the Bible better than you. Or these masons, or these whatever you want to call them, like even how they build these cities, everything they do is like it goes right along with this religious text. Like, it's all one and one. They putting it right in our face. I was screaming wild throughout the whole movie. Exactly, I was doing the same thing because I'm like, at this point, are y'all playing with us or are y'all showing us? You get what I'm saying? You know how they tell us they gotta tell us in order to avoid their karma or whatever? Like, is this that where y'all just showing us outright? Y'all putting it in a chicken, y'all putting it in a grape drink, y'all putting it in a perms, y'all putting it in a communion and the cereal. They made it to the underground warehouse, y'all. It was in everything. They had storages and they was packing stuff to send out to the grocery stores and everything. And I was just like, you know what it made me think about? Because listen, my boyfriend always say this. He'd be like, he like, when we drink regular liquor, like I don't get as drunk as when we go to the music. Exactly. He said, like, and he's been saying this for years, like, I don't like drinking bar liquor. It seems like bar liquor is a different type of liquor. Salute. It seems like bar liquor like get you drunker or something like that. And I was like, yeah, at first I was thinking, you know how sometimes they switch the liquor, they'll put some Hennessy in a 1738 bottle, try to make it stretch it. But at this point, after watching this, shit, what is they putting in the liquor? It was one point in the movie, y'all, where they had went down to the laboratory. Jesus was pointing, yes, exactly. The Jesuit logo symbol, yes, it was so deep. Like, oh my gosh, if you just watch this as a comedy, you sold yourself short. Go back and watch it. I couldn't even enjoy it because I'm trying to watch it with my conscious eyes, and then I slip up and get caught up in the entertainment and laugh, and then I'm like, let me go back to taking notes. Like, I'm gonna have to go watch it again, y'all. But yeah, it was one point in the movie when they had went down to the laboratory and they had noticed that they was running all these experiments on the black people. They was making, where they hold your eyelids open and make you watch all these little, I guess what you can call shorts. They literally doing the same thing to us on TikTok and everything. How they had all the TVs stood up and all this shit flashing in our face, programming them. They programming us through these social media sites and these little apps and shit the same way. But anyway, so they was conducting experiments like that. Then they had one experiment, the one that stuck out the most was the one with the music. They had two men in the Yes, I was so outdone too, y'all. They had two men inside this little chamber. We'll say that because I don't whatever, just so we can move on. But they were playing music. So the first song they was playing was called like "Fuck a Nigga Up" or something, and they in there fighting. Boo, they going blow for blow, like really about to fuck each other up. And then they changed the song to "I Need a Hug," and then they go. They're like, damn, like I hit you. Like they go to hugging and like being cool and shit. And it's like we hear it all the time. Even Kanye West came out and was talking about the AOA beats and how like those beats were used for like wartime and for when it was time to like those were that's not just music that you're supposed to use just all the time. Like it's used for a specific purpose to fight for war. Like those drums were used for that, but they using it against us. They using it to program us against each other, to fight each other. So yeah, so anyways, when they left out, they hopped in the elevator. Right? And they pop out and they in the strip club. So they done stole some suits in the basement and shit, in the lab and shit. So they pop out the strip club and they got on these science suits and lab suits. So they taking that shit off and they in a regular club. The DJ was even one of them. Y'all, this movie remind me, it was a mix of like Get Out. It was a mix of like Get Out, The Matrix, and a really good hood movie. You get what I'm saying? And The Truman Show. All mixed together. Like, y'all gotta go see it. It made me think, like, I thought that my eyes was open and I was aware, but now it's like, you can't even ignore it no more. Hold on, y'all. Let me close these blinds real quick. My kids up there playing. But yeah, like, it's so in your face at this point, you can't even ignore it. What was your favorite part of the movie? Okay. Now, anyway, so they come out, they in the club and stuff. They walking through the club. The DJ, okay, y'all got to know this. The DJ, the manager at the chicken place, and the guy in the lab was all like in on they all worked for the system. They were mixed into the culture, but they was a part of the guy even at the chicken place. The guy was taking notes on how long it took for how long after the people consumed the chicken, how long it took for the drugs to start, for the effects to start happening. Okay. Well, drive safe, baby. Don't be trying to drive and look and stuff. It's just me just sitting here. But yeah, they was taking notes. He's like, yeah, recording this, that, and the third. Like, yeah, somebody was calling me. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'll wait to see if y'all can. Salute, moderators. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. So, yeah, even the guy, the manager at the chicken place, they wanted the girl Yo-Yo, she teased them, got into his office, was going through his notes and stuff. They had cameras on the whole hood and they were monitoring everything. They were keeping notes on the people, keeping track of the people. They was keeping notes on the phone conversations in the lab of look, they said one thing, it was one thing where the bitch was on the phone with her friend. She like, I ain't never dealing with his broke ass no more. That nigga, this, that, and the third. And it's a man listening, taking notes. Like Keisha said, she ain't never dealing with his broke ass no more. However, I don't believe, like he literally taking notes on her. Stealing y'all likeness. Once again, stealing y'all likeness so they could eventually go and put into a clone. So anyway, back to the strip club scene. They walking out the lockers. The guy the DJ, he gets a call on his little earpiece. He's saying, listen, we got 3 people coming your way. Intercept them and just hold them or whatever. So he like, okay, bet. So the DJ, he gets on the microphone. He like, all right, y'all, we got a slow one for y'all. We got a slow song for y'all. And the song is called, and he goes like this: around and around, around and around. It's a really slow song, so everybody goes from partying to moving real slow. Everybody in a trance. He say something like, y'all like that mind control music, don't y'all? Everybody's moving in slow circles, going around and around and around. She like, wait a minute, this that music. She like, don't listen to it. Yo, like, don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Her and Fontaine not listening to it. Jamie Foxx get caught up. They turn around. He's spinning around and around. The music, he used the music to put them in a trance. Is y'all not hearing me? How much clearer do they have to make it? Or are people not gonna see it because this supposed to be a comedy on Netflix and it ain't no white man on TV and no fucking lab coat telling y'all. They putting it right in our fucking faces. Ain't no such thing as fiction. No such thing as fiction. This shit is real life, man. At this point, I don't know if they gotta tell us or if they just making fun of us. Cause this shit is a slap in the face. That's why I'm like, I was disturbed, but amazed. And I'm like, I don't know if this was genius or just fucked up. Like it really messed with me, y'all. So he put the people in a trance. They done broke out. They done got out the club. They done made it to their car. He just sent the whole club after him. Go get them. These people are now just zombies. They just following commands. Just following commands. So they chase him all the way to the car, but they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing, right? They they just stop. So they like, wait, they not doing nothing. Why they not doing nothing? They just maybe what they waiting on. So they like, I don't know, something controlling them. So this white guy pulls up and they like, oh, you must be the boss. He like, no, I'm not the boss. Just think of me as mall security or security of a really, really big mall. He like, basically, y'all fucking some shit up and I'm here and I'm here to clean it up. He says, oh, something else I wanted to say. Like, you know what else this have me thinking? It has me thinking, like, what's the difference between mind control and demon possession? I mean, because anything could be a demon. A demon to me is not a demon to you. A demon can be like somebody who has bad intentions for me. They put these people under mind control, so in that instance, they were demons. What's the difference between a demon and a demon possession and mind control? Anything that's outside of you that's taking control of your mind isn't it possessing you? So I'm just starting to feel like it's a really thin line between this stuff that we call science and this stuff that we call spirituality or magic and religion, like all of this stuff. Listen, even the fact we get so caught up in the words, and that's the spell, that's the mind control tactic. Like that's the way to kind of like block us off, keep us locked down. Religion too, but I'm starting to see like all these things are the same if we just open up our mind. Like all these things that we think is just like words or just in the Bible or just a fairy tale, like they're happening right in front of our face, but we don't necessarily have the right terms for them. Like mind control, what they doing to us, how they putting shit in our food and all this. This is absolutely a form of demon possession. This is something else outside of ourselves that's trying to come in and take control of ourselves. And so like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look at a lot of this stuff differently. Like we look at a lot of this stuff like it's just of the world, like, oh no, like it's separate from this spiritual shit, and it's all the fucking same. It's all the same, y'all. We can't get caught up in the words. But anyway, the white man, he come and explain to them, he like, basically, we need y'all degenerates. We need y'all people fucking up y'all neighborhoods, fucking up y'all people, killing people, robbing people, stealing, hoeing, tricking. We need y'all. Y'all is a major part of our success. We can only do what we need to do if y'all continue to do what y'all doing. Y'all create a veil for us so that we can do what we want to do in the background. As long as y'all fucking this shit up, ain't nobody gonna come here looking around, snooping around, nothing. Ain't nobody gonna want to be here. As long as y'all keep shit like, as long as y'all keep the property value down, then we can continue to do what we want to do in peace. So yeah, that's when he tell him like he's a real patriot, he Captain America. And they also had the trigger word. Like the white man, he was like the handler, essentially. He says like Black Olympia, he's able to make all of them freeze. The only one who wasn't a clone was the prostitute. He told her, he said, the difference between you and them is that very expensive. He said, but you, bitch, dime a dozen. I could find a hoe like you anywhere. But she was the only one um who wasn't affected by the, what is it called, y'all, the buzzword, the trigger word, like when the word, when handlers say something, then the people get the glitching and stuff, or they gain control over them. She, and the word was Olympia Black. Olympia Black. So I definitely want to do the gematria on that. Olympia Black. If y'all fuck with gematria, let me know in the comments what that say. Like he was able to gain control of them, of their body, not so much of their mind. And that's why I said it kind of reminded me of Get Out, because even the other clone, he pulled up with another clone, a clone of Fontaine. Even that other clone, he called him Chester. Even Chester, you can tell in his eyes that you can tell that like his eyes was saying one thing, but his body was he had no control over his body. Like on Get Out, when the guy was smiling but he was crying, you get what I'm saying? Like he had no physical control of himself, but you could still see through his eyes like he wasn't in control, but he was still like aware, and he wasn't necessarily cool with it, but he didn't have any control over it. And like the nigga, like he broke him down so bad, he made him pull a gun out on the girl. He made him put a gun in his own mouth. He like, do you get it now? I control y'all. Y'all have no control. Like, what do I got to do? Do I have to make him kill himself? Do I have to make him kill you? You can't win. So after that, like, and then like Fontaine kind of went into like a depression. He kind of went, and it could be like that. Like when you come into awareness, when you come into consciousness, and you start seeing things for what they are. Like at first, you go into like that sadness, that depression, that feeling of what can I do? You know, when you start to realize that everybody around you is carbon copies of this great experiment that they've been hosting, like you kind of feel lost. Like, damn, like I'm just one person. I can't fight the whole system on my own. I can't wake these people up. It's like talking to brick walls. Once you like, and I like that it went through that, because that's the real thing. Like you feel for a moment, it's like stages to consciousness. And I know y'all maybe have heard people talk about it, but if you just becoming new to like your conscious era, then you know maybe you don't know. But like at first, like it's an excitement. Like, okay, yeah, we learning. You know what's going on, and then you kind of get depressed because after seeing so much, you like, wait a minute, we trapped. You know, and he had kind of got to that point where he was like, it's nothing I could do about it. Everybody fucked up. It's no good people out there. These people not worth saving. You know, I'm just one person. And that's really how it feels to be on the outside of this society looking in, you know. And it took him to think about his brother and the people that he loved to get passionate again. At one point, like he kind of found out that his mom was like an NPC. Well, technically she wasn't an NPC. Salute. She was like, they had really, listen, the whole movie, you don't think nothing of it, but everything in the movie was so important. So like in one part of the movie, you know, he's going to his mom's door. She never opens the door. He's just like, Mama, you want something to eat? She like, nah, baby, I ate at the church. Then he go like, Mama, like, you know, it got to, he kept going to the door. Mama was always busy. It got to a point where he just like, damn, I open the door. I'm going through shit. I'm depressed. People is dying and shit. You know, he kicked the door in. No, Mama. It was never no Mama. It was only a recording playing through the door. So now he's realizing like, he's the fucking clone. He's the clone and none of his life ever existed. His brother wasn't real. His mama wasn't real. Like, he was here to sell drugs. He was put here to sell drugs and nothing else. And so that sends him even deeper on the spiral. But like I said, it was a little boy in his neighborhood that he was really close to. And that kind of helped ignite his passion again, someone to go help and fight again or whatever. And you know what else this made me think of, y'all? So like eventually, Hold on, I'm gonna save that part for a minute. In a minute. I'll go through it. So eventually, they end up, the whole hood end up linking up. The thugs on this side, the gangsters on that side, they all link up and they all go, hey family, hey Carl Scott. They all go underground or wherever to see what's going on, and they go storm the underground because they tired of this shit. They ain't putting up with this shit. They want to know what's up. They done seen all these clones. They done seen all this weird shit. They want to know what's up. So they go down there, a whole bunch of people, and well, before they even unite, when they was down there the first time, they noticed that they have multiple clones. And at first they like, wait, I think they got the whole city down here. They like, no, they don't got the whole city. They just only got certain people. They had clones of all of the bad people in the neighborhood, because those the people they want to continue to live on, so they can continue to fuck up the neighborhood, so these people can continue to conduct their experiments on everybody. Like, it was just wow. It was just wow. They had like overseer sites under the strip club, the hair salon, the church, everything, everywhere where black people gather in large groups or communities and communion and anything like that. That's where they was pumping the shit at, y'all. And at this point, I just feel like it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But anyways, when they stormed the facility, they went down there and they fucking shit up and shit blowing up. And you know what it made me think about? Did y'all hear about like the underground explosions in Louisiana? I'm just saying, like, people said they heard a big ass explosion and it put a hole in the ground. It do make a lot. The thing is, it makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. And I know they said in the index, like, they have to reveal a lot of information, but like, is that what's going on? Or are they just playing in our face? The music is definitely programming. They showed us that in the movie. When he played that song round and around, he had such an evil look on his face because he knew who they were. He knew they had just escaped the underground lab, and he knew that he was about to send these people over them. But first he had to hypnotize them and get them in trance. So he had the most evil look on his face. He like, yeah, now we gonna slow it down for y'all. Around and around. Listen. It was so deep, y'all. It really showed it. It showed everything. It showed everything. It showed it. And it showed it in a physical way, but I hope y'all are able to pick it up in the spiritual. You get what I'm saying? Like, because it's so real. It's so real. Yeah, like they said something like Chicago, LA, Detroit, like it's operations everywhere. We got, even if you shut us down here, we everywhere. We everywhere. We doing this in every hood, then listen, then it shoots off like, okay, it ends where they at, and then the show starts in like LA. It pops up in LA. It's on the news. Clones everywhere, right? And it just showed like how we all one and the same. Like, at this point, I don't know if we talking about literal clones or if we just talking about our cloned mindset. You get what I'm saying? Like our carbon copy mindset. Yeah, they love to do it with comedy. So they just showed us like how they dumb us down, how they keep us docile, like through entertainment, through music, through food, through church. This how they weaken us. Through anything that we enjoy. Like they turned it and found a way to use it against us, y'all. When they put that shit in that perm, when that perm touched that woman's head, like her whole demeanor changed. Like, and y'all know, like now how they got like people, you see the things popping up everywhere. Hey, you ever got a perm and this, that, and the third? Like, you want to file a lawsuit? Did you ever get a perm? Like shit like that. Like, it's wild. Yes, but okay, it pop up in LA. And this a guy in LA, he looked just like Fontaine or whatever, but his name is Tyrone. Tyrone sitting there, he from the hood too. He got the same story. He a drug dealer from the hood, just like Fontaine from his hood. He going to his mama door, his mama not answering. He riding through the hood collecting money. Same story. They sitting down, they watching and the programming in the sun. He wake up in the morning, he listening to the radio. They like, yeah, y'all, we gonna get y'all, let's get y'all in that shiesty mood. Let's get y'all on the shiesty and the shiesty thing. So the whole son, shiesty. Remember, like, I don't know if y'all listen to my other videos and shit, like how I say it's like a chant. Yes, the end blew me. Like, y'all, the music be like a chant. Like, that's how they program us. That's how they get into your energy. Like, it's the same. Just like how you say affirmations. I am God. I am the greatest. I am the best. I am successful. What do you think you're doing when you singing these songs over and over and over? You imprinting it into your DNA. I was about to say manifesting, not manifesting, but you magnetizing these energies. You pulling them to you. You pulling them to you. You manifesting these situations. It's gonna happen. You're gonna putting yourself in that energy. You pulling it towards you. That's why you hear people say like, wow, why haven't music grown in the black community? It's in a loop for a reason. They trying to keep us in this same place. They trying to keep us docile. They trying to keep us shiesty. They trying to keep us hoes and pimps and thugs and gangsters. Like, it's crazy, y'all. I gotta pour some more water. What y'all think about all of that? Is y'all sick of this shit yet? Cause I'm like 1 second away from being sick of this shit. Affirmative actions and chant. Yes. And like, I'm not gonna say I've been on it. Like, I'm just becoming aware of it. And I tried like to not like feed myself all these things because I see how they do it. They kill us through all of our senses. So they program us through our senses, through what we listen to, through what we watch, through what we repeat, through what we eat, through, you know what I'm saying? So I try to protect myself. Like how they say, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. You get what I'm saying? But this was really an eye-opener to me. It just like put that 2 on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it just really put it in my face. So now I know, like now I can't just ignore when the sun come on the radio. You know, I'm probably not even about to be listening to the fucking radio. I don't listen to the radio, but not that slim chance that I might turn that bitch on ain't about to happen no more. Like that's done. They'll never get their little slick programming in on me again. Unless it's through a Who Cloned Tyrone 2 movie. But yes, y'all, like, it's crazy. If y'all have not seen this movie, go see this movie. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. Oh, so yeah. It had me, at first, like, I thought he was going through deja vu when he woke up in his bed. And I'm like, I was questioning, like, well, what really is deja vu? Because it's like every time he woke up, he still had the memories of his past clone. You know what I'm saying? Like, he remembered how he died. He just thought he was dreaming. You get what I'm saying? Or he had certain memories, but those memories wasn't necessarily his. So I'm like, wait a minute. It had me thinking, am I a clone? Are my memories real? You know? And do y'all remember that? Was that Black Mirror episode when where they were like downloading memories to each other's minds? Like they had like a little some kind of little device. It was a few Black Mirror episodes like that. And there was also one, do y'all remember the Black Mirror episode where the people was living in like the pods and they all woke up at the same time and they all they all ate at the same time. When they woke up, it told them what was their heart rate and all, like it had all their information down. Like they probably got people like that somewhere. Like something else that I noticed, like it had like when Fontaine would go to the liquor store, it would have all the signs of all the missing black women. All the missing black women was in the underground laboratories, y'all. Every single one. This lady missing, that lady. It kept showing the missing black women. That's I'm like, man, is they just really playing on our top with this? Like it's almost like everything that we believe, they just threw it in this movie and put a plot to it in. It was like, here y'all go. Remember y'all had said the spicy chicken sandwich that we was doing stuff with that, and y'all said that we was still in the midst of black women, and y'all said, that's why I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this movie. Like, this is something I'm probably gonna sleep on and wake up and have to think about. You haven't watched it? Yeah, you gotta go check that out. Huh? No, don't go in the basement. You can go back upstairs. You go back upstairs. But I love you. Hmm? He upstairs. No, he just gone. They hiding from you. Go look in the closet. Y'all quit hiding from him. There you go. He's so funny. As soon as he said that, he started laughing. But yeah. Oh, so something else. Now they was in the car. It was a few mentions to slapping Yo-Yo wig off in the car, and then at one point, like, she had on a wig and she took a wig. They thought they was giving her the perm, and she took her wig off and had the. And she took, but it was actually her wig they was putting the perm in, so she act like they gave it to her. Then they took the wig. She took the wig off. She had her braids under it. Y'all, why did that remind me of the Carly Russell thing? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to make everything a little conspiracy, but I'm just saying, and that kind of brought, like, made me feel, that just kind of triggered me a little bit, because we be so quick to assume that shit is not what it is. Like, we be so quick to let these people pull the wool over our eyes that we even go against our own people, and then it turn around and be some shit like this. Like, if somebody came up to you today and said, hey, I just seen the clone and it was an elevator leading to an underground secret laboratory, then most of y'all would check them people out as being crazy and delusional. You get what I'm saying? She said she had a baby. She saw a baby on the side of the road. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. But I'm just saying, everybody ain't crazy, y'all. Like, we say that we believe in shit, and then when shit happen, we don't believe in shit. It be everything but that. Like, we say we believe in these motherfuckers got Project Blue Beams, and they can do this and they can do that. If they can motherfucking control your body, then you don't think they can insert a thought? You don't think they can insert an image? What if she really did see something, but what if the thing that she saw wasn't really there? You get what I'm saying? Like, what if she was meant to make to see something? What if they really took her to one of these underground labs? You get what I'm saying? And made up this whole story, put her in place, snatched her and swapped her out real quick. She just come running down the street, don't know what happened, couldn't even talk. Just like when they had the clones, coming out of these facilities, they all come naked, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they couldn't say much or didn't know much. Like, I'm sure if this was real AI, exactly, if this was real life, they would have took them straight to get the psychic evaluation or something, just like they did her. I imagine that she came out the same way. What if, listen, in the movie or show, all those missing black women, what if they said she was gone for 48 hours, right? I'm just saying. So in the end of the movie, Fontaine, go put on some clothes. Fontaine finally comes out and walking around his underwear. Who do you think he is? Fontaine finally meets you know what else this made me think of too? Let me see if I can go find it in my notes. Eugenics, y'all. Eugenics. They just showed us, they just revealed to us the whole eugenics plot. They said, bringing America together. And you know what my mind said? Make America great again. You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing is what it seems. They up there trying to scare each other. Nothing is what it seems, y'all. They had a sign. Oh yeah, the DJ, when he played that song, he gonna say, yeah, I got that new shit straight out the lab. Literally, you get what I'm saying? He literally was straight out. When they mentioned that DJ as well, it made me think of the Matrix, because he was like, it was like Mr. Smith's Agent Smiths, that's his name. Agent Smiths just popping up everywhere. And he told them we're everywhere. They had an Agent Smith in the chicken shop. They had an Agent Smith in the strip club. They had an Agent Smith, you get what I'm saying? And come to find out that they were all clones. Everybody who was working for them were clones as well. When Fontaine met up with the head eugenics geneticist or whatever he was called, he told him his story, and he told him like basically our first experiments were, he said, the little Muppet, the white people with the afros. They were trying to make it so that everybody could get along, but in the way that they were going to go about doing it is basically stripping black people of their genetics to make them more like white people. That's basically what the whole movie was about. That's what the whole movie was about, y'all. Hold on, I'm trying to find my notes on the lab. I probably didn't send them though. But yeah, they want to manipulate people's DNA so that they can make them more likable and more agreeable so that they could mix better in society. When the man who made the original clones was trying to turn black people white and had white clones with afros. Exactly. And that was his whole mission. He was trying, his little brother was killed by a white officer. He said he was trying to make it so that never happened again. By doing that, he was trying to change everything about black people that made them black people or that made them unique to their culture to make them more agreeable with the dominant society. So in his lab, he literally had like 5 clones set up in his lab, and they went from darkest to lightest, and it showed like the transformation. And he said that annihilation, he said assimilation is better than annihilation. So basically, let's conform, let's absorb, let's make you one of us instead of just going into, we got tired of trying to wipe y'all out. We getting tired of trying to kill all y'all, poison all y'all, this, that, and the third. So instead of doing that, maybe we could just manipulate y'all DNA to make y'all more like us. Is what I got from it. God, man, when I seen how they was monitoring, taking notes on their phones, it's like everything. It was like, y'all remember how, did y'all ever watch The Wire? Y'all remember how they used to tap their phones and shit and all that? Y'all, it was like that on steroids. In the lab, it had the sign saying unity is here, and it had the white scientist with the DNA strand. And that's what made me think about eugenics, because unity is here. So the unity was only going to come with the altering of the DNA. He said he had found like 300 or something differences in the DNA, and he had isolated them in the black people, and that's basically what he wanted to change in the black people. At the bottom of that post, it said, winning the race of the future. So y'all, they was trying to create a race of the future by going into every hood and keeping them docile long enough so they could change them. Fontaine even said something like, damn, what you think? You don't think that people gonna wake up with blonde hair and blue eyes and think something different and think something wrong? And he told them, like, this not gonna happen overnight. It's gonna happen over generations. They used the AI Jamie Foxx to finish the movie. Are you sure? Because I thought he was working on the movie with Cameron Diaz when he got sick. This movie was already set to come out. I would have assumed that he had already finished it, but then again, you never know. However, that Jamie Foxx that came out and gave that, not an apology, whatever you want to call it, he was definitely AI. And I feel like that because the background. Usually when they do those AI videos, they'll give you a solid background. Think about like the Beyonce videos when she come out and she be like, thank you. When I just want to say I love y'all and all of that. She had that solid background. You don't even know if she there or not. Like that's how he looked. He looked too dreamy. You get what I'm saying? Like one thing I will say is he looked like, if that is him, he looked like he lost a lot of weight, which can happen when you get sick. Yeah, I think so too. But listen, I'm not sure. But he looked like he lost weight. I seen someone make a What y'all looking for? I seen someone make a reference towards his head shape, like his head shape looked more oval, more oblong than circle. I noticed that he had a lot of freckles, and maybe he wear makeup a lot, being that he an actor.
Mom, they hurt his head.
Gabe hurt his head?
He hit his head hard on the windowsill.
Okay, 1 second, y'all. Let me go check on these kids.
Check on me.
I'm checking on you. Y'all about to go to bed, though. But yeah, y'all, this was like really a mind screw. They said making America better, or what they say, bringing America together. And I'm like, oh, they trying to make America great again, huh? But yeah, this was a really interesting, really interesting movie. I suggest that everybody go check it out. I mean, it's really, if you had any thoughts, if you had any doubts about this type of information, it's just really gonna feel like, hey, mob ties, it's just really gonna show you that, like, even if you have doubts, like, you can't just, it's gonna be really hard to ignore all of this. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be something that stick out to you, like, okay, it's gonna be something that you question. But it's a lot of truth in it. Even if you don't believe in the clones and the underground laboratories and all of that, even if you count all of that out, you still have to look at like how these people caught up in these traps, these loops. Like it was still so much more truth to the movie. Like it really holds a mirror up to the black society, and it's like, what y'all gonna do? I heard somebody say like they think, did AI write this movie? They said, who wrote that script? That had to be AI, because this was like, wow, I don't even understand why they would give us this. It was powerful. It was powerful. And maybe it's one of those things where they just trying to test and see like how awake we are, or how much we paying attention, and who's paying attention. And they try to kind of track and see how much we watching, how many of us really looking, how many of us really aware. You know what else it made me think about? I said the bar liquor, because they was putting all the stuff in all the different products. It made me think about dispensary weed too, y'all. And I be tearing that dispensary up. I'm just saying, like, it made me think about dispensary weed. I was just on YouTube, not YouTube, I was on Facebook yesterday, and this guy was saying, like, y'all cap, like, y'all don't be getting high off that dispensary weed. And everybody like, yeah, I do, or no, I don't. And I'm thinking, like, well, do I? Because just recently, like, I had an instant, like, I'm like, I had bought an ounce or whatever, right? I had bought an ounce or whatever, right? I'm doing that because something just moved on my table and I'm not understanding how it moves. So I'm like, did I just fan enough air? No, because it ain't moving again. So I'm not sure how that just moves on its own, but whatever. I'm protected, and spirits are all, protection is all around me. My ancestors and my spirit guides protect me every day and night. Am I sleeping on? But what was I gonna say? And it's probably them. But what was I gonna say? What was I talking about, y'all? Because that just messed me up. At this point, kids been put to bed. It's time to smoke. Oh, but the dispensary weed. So the guy, that's what I was talking about. The guy, he was asking people, do they really get high off the weed? Now I'm thinking like, yeah, I be getting high, and then I had to really keep it real with myself. It's been a few instances where I've been like, shit, I gotta go get some different weed. This shit ain't getting me high no more. So if the weed ain't getting us high, if it ain't real THC in it, then what the fuck is in it? What are we doing? Y'all know how they was saying like the shit in the weed was making the men more feminine and stuff. Like, shit is they was literally showing us that in the movie, but they didn't put it in the weed. They put it in everything else. Like it was in everything. Like when they say that, you know what else just taught me? If you live in the hood, do not buy your food there. If you live in the hood, don't buy food from any black neighborhoods. They send this shit straight to the hood. Straight to the hood. It's laced in everything in the hood. It's probably laced in the goddamn toilet tissue. How people was buying that shit off the shelves during COVID. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all, we got to be at this point, we can't ignore this anymore. We have to be aware. No, fuck being aware. We have to take action. Like, we have to be like, I'm not buying my food from there. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. I ain't drinking no grape drink. You get what I'm saying? Like, we got to do like 100% juice and stuff now, y'all. Because, whew, like at this point, I feel like I'm only shopping at Whole Foods. Like, we got to get up and go. I don't care how far you got to drive, y'all. Don't go. If you live in the hood, don't get your food from there. Don't even go get your food from places that's next to a hood. Okay, too close. Too close. What you say? Get your own everything these times. You have to. You have to. But listen, it's not, you just have to take a chance on yourself. You could worry about it. I was just going to say, even though they say the seed's not real, listen, it's probably realer than the stuff that they giving us in the grocery store. And it's 10 times realer than the stuff at McDonald's and the rest of these fast food restaurants. I had said something to my mama. We be talking, playing conspiracy, and I was like, girl, she said something about it's McDonald's clone meat, and I said allegedly. I said, nah, you know they be saying that's human meat allegedly. She said, nah. I don't think they had no real meat, no kind of real meat in a long time. And I said, you know what? You right. Ain't no telling what it is. The most beautiful part of the movie, though, was seeing all the black people come together. People damaging my landmark on Monopoly. Monopoly, that's such an amazing thing, y'all. I was looking at that earlier. Did y'all know this? Y'all know how on Monopoly, when it's loading and you waiting for it to pop up, you know, got to load to 100%, and then you see the little Monopoly man and his black and white Masonic with his little top hat and shit. And then it have the dice up there. Did y'all notice that all of the numbers on the dice equal 6? Like it have on every side dice, they have one side that is showing. It have 3 and 3, 5 and 1, and like 4 and 2. I'm like, now this is, I took a screenshot of it. I might even upload it. But I'm like, now this is, they just, and I know 666 ain't what, you know what I'm saying? But still, it's just, this occultism is so blatantly in our face sometimes. You know, like it's hard to ignore. But yeah, these times it's getting real out here, y'all. I feel like they revealing this stuff to us because they really don't have no choice. We finding out stuff real fast right now, and they just put a lot of it. They just put really most of it in that movie, dealing with our community. I loved how they put the elevator in the trap house. Y'all know when they go in elevators or anywhere you going down in the movie, it represents the subconscious mind. But in this movie, with the elevator being in the trap house, it was more specific to black people, to African Americans, FBA, wherever you want to call them, wherever you want to call ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself. It was specifically about us going into our subconscious mind. And what did we find out when we got there? When we got to the bottom of that elevator, when we got right into our subconscious mind, what did we find out? That's being controlled by white people. It's being controlled by governments and experiments and laboratories and all this shit. Our thoughts are not really even our own. Our thoughts come from a think tank. The way you think, the way you dress, the way you eat, the music you listen to, all of it, all of your identity. You have no identity. Your identity was created in a lab. You used to have an identity and they stole your likeness and recreated it in a lab. And they can't even put it in a robot now. They can put in artificial intelligence or anything. Like, oh, it's just, at this point, it's no barring out anything. And speaking on the robots and stuff, I mentioned it to my brother a few times. I asked him like, "Did you see Futurama? Have you seen Futurama? Cause y'all know how in Futurama you got the robots, you got the aliens, you got the humans, you got the people under the earth and the sewer people, like, but you got the robots and humans and the aliens all living, all coexisting, living amongst each other. And it's like, and you have the 2 3 sons, like, few, and the show is called Futurama. Like, that's the future that we headed to. But I'm gonna get off of here, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this movie. If you haven't watched it, hopefully I encourage you to go, get you a Netflix subscription and turn it on. I'm also going to watch the Bird Box Barcelona. Bird Box got a new movie. If y'all haven't seen that out, that should be interesting. But yes, y'all, we got to come together. Ultimately, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. Because in a minute, they're going to have what look like us going against us. So we need to go ahead and get in good with us so we know who we are, and we can stand and unite. We can unite and stand together. But I love y'all. Be safe. Be aware. And walk in love.